What up, Street Dogs? Eric Kim. So the thought: why is it so hard for us to make decisions and for us to have the courage to own our own decisions? So, some practical thoughts. So first and foremost, I think one of the reasons why it's so hard for us to make decisions is that we haven't been encouraged to make our own decisions. In life, we tend to be extremely risk averse because we want to avoid total potential ruin. And it's smart because that's what kept humans from dying, and that's what kept humans alive and thriving. So it seems that to be able to position yourself in such a way that you're not going to die is kind of a smart one. But in modern day life, I mean, like the funny thing is, in terms of our DNA and our hardware of just how the human brain works, we're very ruin averse, like 100% ruin. We're very like bankrupt averse. And the problem is, back in the day it kept us alive, but in today's world it doesn't actually seem that useful because living in modern day society, it's not really a matter of life or death anymore, but still yet we feel like the emotions, it feels like it's a life or death situation. So what is we to do about it? So, and this is where I think ethics is really interesting to me, and I think in terms of philosophy in general, the art or the science or the approach or the technique of ethics, which I classify as the art of making decisions or interacting with other human beings, is so important. So I think sometimes when we decide to do something is to appease somebody, or somebody's kind of like nagging at you to make a certain decision, and you kind of get strong-armed into making a decision that's against your own will. Now, what is the negative consequence of this is that, it kind of cuts both ways. First and foremost, if you make a certain decision and the consequence of the decision is, the other person's right, then you'll feel kind of salty that the other person was right. Whereas but let's say you follow the other person's suggestion and then you fail, then you're going to also feel salty that you should have just listened to your own gut. And I think in life, it's far better to just trust your own gut and be insanely stubborn about what you believe in than to just kowtow to others. Now, it gets tricky because let's say you're in a relationship, you're married, you're in a partnership, whatever you are, how is you to still maintain your own personal integrity, your own personal code of ethics, and not compromise yourself? So the tricky thing is, truth be told, if you really, really want to be 100% live a life without compromise, then what that means is you cannot get married, you cannot be in a relationship, you can't have kids. So the most extreme philosophers of all time have mostly been, monastic, solo people. But the thing is, for me, I don't care for ethics like that much. I'm more, I'm interested in, having kids, having a family, and taking care of Cindy and my local community. So, for me, it's kind of, this is what I think. 99.9% of just life in general, if it's not worth arguing over, just acquiesce to the other person. But for the small, really mission critical 1% or the 0.1% of things in life, then maybe it makes sense to be insanely stubborn. So you don't have to be insanely stubborn about everything. Just be insanely stubborn about the 1% of the things which you care for, or maybe you could do it like 99, 1%, or 10%, 90%, whatever it may be, because we're all humans, we all live in society. So certainly a life where you never compromise doesn't seem like it makes sense from a pragmatic perspective if you like society and being part of society. So my thought is just be very, very selective and picky about what you truly believe in. Whatever you decide is your number one core value or core values, stay extremely stubborn to that. Don't compromise. Regret minimization framework in the spirit of Jeff Bezos. And this is your life, you choose.